Hey, beautiful souls. Welcome back to another episode of Wholistic Conversations. I'm your host, Brittany. And if you're someone that's into personal development, spiritual growth, or if you're on a journey to becoming the best version of yourself, then you are in the right place. So welcome. Now I have an extraordinary guest for you all today. And his name is Rizza Islam. And I really want to put the narrative in his hands. And the first thing I want to ask, who is Rizza?
That's a good question. Well, first off, I'm honored to be here, sis. Definitely proud of the work you've been doing. You know, she built this out, y'all, just so you know. It's a hard sister working, very hard. So again, props to you. We appreciate what you're doing.
Thank you.
Brother Rizza Islam is simply that, a brother striving to help his people, number one, and then all humanity after that. So I really can just sum it up in that way.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Perfect. We got to jump right into it.
Absolutely.
Because this conversation is going to be full of just education, and we're really going to get people tools so they can walk away from this interview and start implementing things in their life so they can become the best version of themselves.
Absolutely.
All right. You ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Let's do it. All right. So, our childhood plays an important role in our life, right? So I want to go right into your childhood. What was the number one lesson you learned in childhood?
That your parents are not perfect and your siblings are not either. Your environment does not define who you are, but it will add enough pressure on you to make a decision when it comes to what direction you want to go in. The environment that I was born and raised in was called Richland Farms, Compton, California. So that's the part of Compton that has horses in the backyard. Okay, that's where you see animals. That's where you're hearing chickens waking you up in the hood. It is very weird, but it is definitely a real thing. So on the other hand, it is a neighborhood that heavily in the 90s was infested with gang activity. So my oldest sister she ended up on Skid Row, crack cocaine. My oldest brother ended up being murdered over a drug deal. My other two brothers were arrested in jail, stepfather in jail. Mother was also on drugs at a certain point. So this is my childhood. It's my environment. On the other hand, because I'm the youngest of 10 children, I wasn't aware of all of the negatives until I would say after 6 or 7. So they did their best to keep me away from that, but it still affected me.
Right.
So, how childhood affects us is a very real thing. Now, we can try to pretend like it doesn't. We can cover it up. A lot of us do our best to. And then it starts to manifest in our teenage years, in our 20s and 30s. So the earlier we address things, the better, is what I'll say. So childhood is extremely pivotal to our life.
Yes. And did you have a point in time in your life where you felt like you had to heal from your childhood?
Oh, yes. As a matter of fact, I'd say it was around the age of 12 or 13 because I became active very early in community activism. So I was faced with the condition of our people being in a room full of 60, 70 people from different backgrounds. I'm talking about people who are drug addicts, people who are illiterate, people who have different circumstances. So I thought it was just in our house. I thought it was just in our neighborhood, but it was all around. So that let me know, okay, this is something that is very universal when it comes to our people. So that made me think, okay, so I need to do something about my condition first, and then I need to help them.
And what was that first step that you took on your healing journey?
First step I took was getting to know my siblings and having a closer connection with my mother and forgiving my father. Very, very, very strategic things because my siblings, again, I love all my siblings, but I had to really find out who they were. This was in my early teens, 13, 14. I had to get to learn about them, those who were around. Then I had to look at my mother because she was my boss. That's another thing too. All right. So now I'm working for her, but I'm learning about her as the woman, as the mother, as my supervisor, because these are 3 different women.
Right.
Do you see what I'm saying? So I had to really get to learn her and connect with her. And then, of course, I had a godfather who stepped in from the age of 9 on. So my stepfather was arrested, put in jail, but I did learn about him early on for a few years. My biological father was in and out. So I had to maintain some type of connection with him, which I ended up doing, and we are very good today. And then my godfather, I had to establish a connection with him because he's the one who actually started to raise me after the age of 9, started teaching me the ropes, showing me how to dress, different things of that nature. So it was a lot of changes that happened, but those 3 things I would say were the steps that I had to take.
Right. And that basically what I hear you saying is you had to have conversations with the people around you.
Yes.
Right? Because now you're developing this understanding of who they truly are. And not what you expect them to be and not what you want them to be, but just really looking at them for who they are.
Yes. Yeah,
Wow.
we have a lot of expectations about people. We don't really know them.
Exactly.
So you don't know someone until you talk to them, not about them to others, but if you can, for those who have them available, talk to them and really ask them about their past and what happened to them.
Right.
A lot of trauma that we have in our generation is because we didn't confront it from other generations. So a lot of things will be handled now if we talked about them with our mother, father, parents, siblings, because when we find out it happened to them, then we can break that cycle.
Yes. Wow. And then it gets deep after that.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
For sure. So, we all experience lack in, childhood. So what is one thing you wish you had in childhood, something that you felt like, if I had this, it could have made childhood a little bit easier?
That's actually a very good question because I made the best of what I did have. I had enough masculine support. I had men in my life. I had women in my life. I could say if we had more money, things may have been a little better, but them food stamps was cracking.
Yeah.
Seriously. So, now this is when food stamps look like Chinese money.
Okay. Yeah.
Some of y'all like, damn. Okay, yes. This is about, some of y'all got to Google that.
Right.
All right. Now, this is back then when you had paper. We had them in a book. And we used to go to the store and get what we needed to get. So life as a child, it wasn't made to show the evil and wickedness of what it really was at the time. My siblings and my parents did a very good job of making little look like a lot. So I had fun when I was a child. I had my issues, but I didn't lack as much as I thought I lacked.
Okay.
Do you see what I'm saying? But there were times. So I'd say, money for sure could have helped tremendously.
Anything emotionally, do you feel like you were taken care of with, receiving nurturing and like you say, you had the masculine side?
Stronger, my parents having a stronger relationship would have been better because I do remember more than one man. I do remember that.
Does that affect you?
No, not to this day. I'm good now.
A child, because you
as
hear
a child,
that,
for sure.
Make sure you're conscious of who's around your children.
Yes.
So
that did affect me, especially now. This is something interesting that a lot of siblings do, and 9 times out of 10 they do it out of a protective mechanism. But when they say that's your uncle, y'all know what I'm talking about, and that's really mom's boyfriend. But to preserve whoever your father is, you say that's Uncle so and so, or that's cousin so and so. I found out who he was. Do you see what I'm saying? I was like, wow, So now I'm good, but I understand now why they did that. But it is a real thing because it confuses a child. It causes a child to doubt themselves and figure out, okay, is mom lying, or my siblings like, can I trust her? Can I trust them? Where's my father at? And
the kid actually developed that pretty early. I have 2 daughters. And my 5-year-old, I'm like, wow, I can't just tell her anything anymore.
Oh, they're smart.
She's like, wait, but you said it was 10 minutes away, not 20. I'm like, okay, all right, I can't just tell you anything. I have to tell you the truth.
Yes,
because they will hold you to it.
Yes, and they're very literal. Children are literal. If they're raised a certain way, mathematics is very strong in their minds. So they're hearing everything that you're saying and everything that we're doing, which is why we have to be very careful of what we do in front of a child. Seriously. So, but that was a big thing. And I remember my father, from when I was born up until about the age of maybe 9 years old, because he was in and out, and I'm speaking of my biological father, because he was in and out, there were a number of birthdays where his wife would show up, or 9 times out of 10 was his wife. She would just drop off money. I will never forget that. I'm talking about this is in the mid 90s, and I'm seeing his car pull up, but it's her to hand me some money. And it's like, okay, I'm expecting my father to pull up. Here's some money. All right, cool. So thankfully I had brothers, who were there to give me that masculine energy, but it did affect me at that time. I will never forget that.
In what ways, though, did that show up? Like you
well,
saying
because
it
it makes you feel like your father doesn't care. because the counterpart shows up, but you don't. Now, again, I understand later because we talked to explain why that was. So I understand. Well, your mother had someone and I didn't want to disrespect or intrude, and I get that. But when you have a child, it's not about y'all no more. So you have to do what is right for the child, regardless if she or you or y'all arguing. Get over your emotions, get over your ego. Y'all didn't have no ego when y'all was consummating the baby. So get over the ego when it comes to maintaining the baby.
Yes.
And that's something I would say back then that definitely lingered for a while, because again, my memory is very good. I remember the car. I remember each birthday. I remember what I was wearing. I remember every time. And it's like, damn, I'm running out. Hey, my daddy here. It wasn't him. It's I'm looking at Grant on a $50 bill. I'm like, the hell is this?
Like, I don't want the money. I want you.
Want the money. I want him for real. That's a very real thing. And brothers, that's it's okay to say that because we're gonna find out with how you behave now. So you wanna communicate that. And if you do have a father who was in your life, open up that conversation. With that person, if you can get in touch with your biological father, open that conversation up.
Have you ever done therapy?
I have, actually. Oh yeah, definitely. Talk therapy for the most part. No drug therapy. I do not encourage that, and I can break down that whole history of
So
psychiatry.
you're talking about plant medicine?
No, plant medicine.
Okay.
Not that plant medicine. Hold up. Thought that was a curveball for you, brother. I know where you're going. What, brother? Reason in the jungle? Laying in it. No, chill out. I know what y'all doing. Some of y'all like ayahuasca. Okay, chill out, brother. No.
I have to.
I'm already
be
knowing.
an advocate.
She wearing green, y'all. Go ahead.
No, I'm an advocate for plant medicine to
Understood.
a degree because me and my sis, Key, we just actually went to Ecuador.
Oh, yes.
And we went to do ayahuasca.
See? Go ahead.
But when I tell you, though, it did get to the root of some things that I would have never figured out. Like even just, my mother passing away when she was 26 and I was 10 months old. But I never knew what I was lacking and how I was making up for that lack in my life.
Of course.
And during ayahuasca, it took me literally to the feeling of my last memory with my mother was her holding me. So that's why I love to be held. And I was just like, wow, that's really deep.
That is. Yeah, there are ways to get there.
Yes.
There are ways to get there. And so if that's how you
Use
choose
your
to
breath.
go.
I agree.
Because I've made it to points like that, which are very deep-seated thoughts and memories where people use artificial ways with psychotropic drugs and government-sponsored medication. Some people use, like you said, plant medicine. Some people use deep levels of meditation, energetic therapy, talk therapy. There are a lot of ways you can get there. Now, I choose not to do none of the other ones because I just, for my purpose and what I'm doing, I don't want to tamper with this in a negative way at all. Plus, with how I move, this enemy is very crafty. Right now, that's just me.
Yes.
But you made it there. That's beautiful.
Yes.
All right. So
and I made it back.
Absolutely. So but therapy is definitely something I encourage. I do encourage heavily for people not to go to, again, the government-sponsored psychotropic drugging. That is very specific because the whole history behind that and the present has nothing to do with helping people to reach greater levels of health.
What are some of the psychotropic drugs?
Everything from Adderall, Zyprexa, Wellbutrin, you name it, Cymbalta, Brexpiprazole, specifically a drug known as Rexulti, the one that had Tyrese crying hysterically because that's what his psychiatrist or psychologist prescribed to him. And he said it openly after that. He said, "I'm sorry, y'all. I was on that." And he said it had my emotions flaring up. That wasn't a justification. That is a fact. In the whole history of psychiatry, you have to know about its hand in eugenics. You have to know about its hand in South Africa when it comes to the apartheid, when it comes to slavery, when it comes to it. You must know about all of that.
So what are some of the side effects of Adderall?
Adderall, suicidal thoughts, homicidal tendencies, increases in depression, increases in anxiety. Matter of fact, I would say almost everything that it says it prevents, it causes. Everything it says it prevents, it enhances because of its interference with the chemistry of the brain. And they do this because, again, if I say I'm going to give you this drug and it's going to help this, but I say, listen, you're suffering from this. Before I give you anything, you're suffering from this, this, and this. But a drug I give you is going to cause that, and that. So therefore, I look right. And then after that, you're going to need another drug to handle those 4 effects. And those 4 additional drugs cause 8 additional effects. And you need drugs to handle those and the rest to handle those and those and those. You become a guinea pig for life. People know this. This is a fact.
Yes.
And I have led protests against the American Psychiatric Association years before the shots. I was exposing that. So that's a whole nother conversation. Now we can turn up real heavy on that.
Okay.
But so if you want to go the other route, that's why I encourage the non-drugging route.
Yes, I
Yes,
agree.
ma'am. Your listeners going to be like, God damn, I'm trying to just heal myself right now.
Yes. So if you could encourage the younger generation to embrace one key principle for creating lasting change in their lives and in the community, what would it be?
Integrity. What you know to be true is true. Don't pretend like you don't know what is true. Do what is right, and do not care about what anyone says when you are doing what is right. Seriously, that's something we've lost for many people. Some have regained that. But integrity, doing what you know is right, even when other people attack you as if you're wrong. That is integrity.
Wow. I hope y'all took that. We need to live with more integrity.
Absolutely.
And this is really good because our next sector of this conversation is we're going to talk about the government. Do the government have integrity?
You right now, come on now, sis. You know what? They have, their integrity is skewed integrity for money, meaning whatever for the dollar. They're very upfront, matter of fact, or should I say they're upfront with each other about that. But no, they don't have integrity when it comes to the health or anything dealing with the people. They don't care about the people.
You know what? This is the perfect question to ask you.
Sure.
I ask other people, but I don't feel like I get the answer I'm looking for. But with you, why do you think the government wants to control the people?
Because it only lives and exists based upon how many people it can control. It quite literally requires a battery to exist, and the people are that battery. So it's not the entire government, by the way. There are good people that work inside of it, but you have too many people who are a part of evil things who don't think that evil exists and they think they can change evil. No, you can't.
So what do? Operate in it?
Well, ultimately, you should separate from it and establish your own. But, some people, that's unrealistic. No, that's not unrealistic. That's very realistic. It happens quite often. The problem is you don't have enough integrity or enough strength or honesty about the reality of what you're dealing with. Too many people go into this government and say, well, you know what? Police officers are corrupt. I'm going to go in and change the system of policing. Word. You going to change it? Okay. No, all right. I've heard a lot of people, and shout out to the quote unquote good police officers. The problem is the good ones don't call out the bad. And because you don't do that, we don't know who is good versus bad. Good politicians don't call out enough of the bad ones. So therefore, we don't know who is good versus bad. A good quote unquote president doesn't really do what is good, but they promote that they're doing good. Then they get bought off by people who want them to do bad, but they don't come out and say, listen, I was paid by these people. Y'all don't buy this. Don't eat this. Risk your life for a moment.
Yeah.
Genuinely. So no, the government has to do what it has to do because it literally requires the lives, the hard work, the energy of the people to survive. There are good governments, but ours just so happens to not be so good.
If you was to look at one government in the world, who do you feel like is doing the best job?
Oh, the best job. I can't say who's doing the best,
Okay.
but I'll say a good one, for example, during the quote unquote pandemic, El Salvador. Rather than pushing drugs on its people, it actually donated health packs to its people with vitamin C, with ivermectin, with vitamin D, with lots of natural remedies. They literally sent that to houses all across their nation because they knew these would actually help with the health of the people. So a government that is pushing healing is a government that cares. But a government that says, well, actually, here, take these, and this causes more problems, that's not a government that cares for health.
Yes.
Yeah.
And when you look deeper into the government and some of the things they have studied, like MK Ultra.
Oh, yes.
Are you familiar with that?
Very
the mind
much
control?
so. Oh, yes, ma'am.
I want to talk about that.
Okay, you know what? MK Ultra. Someone watch the movie called Manchurian Candidate starring Denzel Washington. That's a nice, easy one to watch. There are a lot more because it's based off of true stories. Study something called MK Ultra, number 1, MK Naomi. Let's say, look at Project Bluebeam. Look at Project or Operation Paperclip regarding the Nazi German scientists after World War II who were brought here and hired and put in places in government in the United States. The U.S. was saying how evil they were, but then hired them to work here. Okay, so this is a layered conversation. MK Ultra dealing with mind control. First off, the American Psychiatric Association is heavily a part of that, and without that area, mind control wouldn't exist. So the FBI uses psychiatrists. Psychiatrists and the CIA all work together to institute something called PDH, pain drug hypnosis. This is a strategy that they use to install command phrases. So the MK Ultra is the installing of command phrases or trigger words under a person's awareness, so that when they hear it later on in life, they're walking down the street, et cetera, they hear this word, the command to do something has now been triggered and they go do it. They are not aware of it. It is a 100% automatic remote control. Okay.
Yeah, it's like they planted in your subconscious.
100%. It is called an implant. It's another term for it. The person who shot one of the biggest fans of one of the Beatles, who shot, the man that he said he loved so much, he was implanted. The woman who shot at Ronald Reagan, she was implanted. There's a lot of people, a lot of assassinations that took place were from people who were implanted by the government through psychiatrists, in particular, the people who are experts of the mind. This is a very real thing. That's why the largest budget right now, or one of the largest budgets next to arms, ammunitions, ammo, drugs, is the Department of Psychiatry, or using psychologists. That's a large percentage of budget. You call it mental health. Okay. So a lot of people right now, let's just bring it back to reality. A lot of people have been implanted with thoughts and ideas below their awareness. So on social media, you scroll. You see people getting beat up. You see a bunch of drugged up people, etc. And then they're being given command phrases, triggers, etc. Later on, you hear that same word. You start feeling those emotions. You get pissed off, angry. You don't even know why. Because that was implanted into you beforehand. Below your subconscious. It's kind of like
when people retire and they wake up, they have this routine.
Yes.
They're going to work, they get stuck in traffic, now they're upset. And then once they stop working, they still have those same triggers.
Yes. It's actually very, very real. And there are different cultures that have different names for them. In Christianity, you call it demons. In Islam, you call it jinn. In the field of psychiatry, they call it traumatic responses, trigger words. You have another term for it called engrams. You have a lot of different ways of classifying what is this thing below my subconscious that causes me to act irrationally. Literally, a lot of people have them. What, you call me a what? And then that's when they start doing things. You're like, no, I didn't say that. Yes, you did. And you see a person going into this hamster wheel recording where they start doing a whole bunch of craziness. And you're like, wow, what is going on with this person? People are walking around with these triggers. So you have to become aware of what those are. That way you become aware and say, okay, hold on. That's how I respond to that. Let me back up. So you can take the power away from that. And therefore you have the memory without the control. That is a part of it.
Wow. So the first step is to become aware.
Absolutely.
Because once you're present, then now you have the ability to decide.
Yes.
Because if you're not present, then you're just doing what's coming.
Over 70% of people are not in present time. Crashes every day. Person who's not in present time. Irrational behavior, actions, people not in present time. Somebody slips, falls, throws stuff, not in present time. Literally means to be, your mind is where your body is. That's present right now.
One of my affirmations that I've been saying these last couple of days is, I am where my feet are.
That's good. That's good.
Good.
That's good. No, really, that's good. That's good. It brings you right here.
Yes. I am where my feet are, and then I'm just like, okay, I'm driving a car.
Yes.
Okay, I'm present.
Yes. Make yourself aware of it. That's what happens when a person gets knocked unconscious. The first thing a paramedic normally says is, how many fingers do I have up? Follow my finger. Follow the light. They're trying to see, are you mentally where your body is physically right now? Because if you're not, they can't depend on you to do anything. They first have to get you here. Most people are not here.
Then it goes
stuck.
deeper too, because basically we're saying we can't be focused.
No.
Right? That's really what it comes down to.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You'll get mistakes. You'll get a lot of issues that happen because most people are not in present time. Wow. We are stuck in the arguments we had with our baby mama, baby father. We're stuck at the fact that we just lost a new job. We're stuck here. We're stuck. Everywhere you have negative trauma, your attention is stuck in. Your attention is dispersed all over the place. So you think you're talking to the person. You're talking to what they have set up on a daily basis to manage their everyday life. You're talking to that thing. You're not talking to them. They are not even in the house right now. They are mentally checked out, just operating every day to try to survive right now.
Right.
But if you said, bro, why you spent $3,000 on that woman and you only got $3,000 and your rent ain't paid? You're not in present time. Do you see what I'm saying? I mean, vice versa. Same thing with the sisters.
Yes.
Because, balance, but it's very real. So we have to get into present time before we do anything else. We have to get into present time.
Would you say that there is a psychological warfare going on?
Absolutely.
And that's a good example of what's happening in present time, that they're controlling us.
Absolutely. Why would a government invest? Man, come on now, sister. You know where you're going with this. Why would they invest hundreds of millions of dollars into you having a free application on the phone to scroll all day? Okay, let's make this very clear. Social media was created to get the people to spy on themselves voluntarily. This is the literal purpose of what social media was created for. It was created after 9/11. The first quote unquote social media platform, if you can say that, was called 6 Degrees. Then after that, that's when you had other ones come in, MySpace and the photo bucket to add to MySpace, and you have all the other ones like that. No. It was created after 9/11 through the Patriot Act to get people to spy on themselves in a way where they would accept it willingly. So the government could just watch you. Then he put up a question, what's on your mind? That's psychology. What's on your mind? Who the hell would ask you a question like that? It's a little invasive, ain't it? What you mean what's on my mind?
Yeah. And you feel safe.
And you feel safe. It's a way of breaking down your psychological barrier of safety. What's on your mind? Wow, a soft voice. Oh, come on. You can trust me. Then I start spilling my guts, telling you what kind of car I drive, what kind of food I eat, my address. Hey, we'll be turning up. This is serious.
We just give it all away.
And just give it all away. And we think we're not giving out too much. No, it is a trap. Only put out what is safe, that if it is exposed, it will not destroy your life.
Yes.
Put out just enough. You don't need to put out everything, but I'm letting you know the psychological warfare is very big. That is a massive topic on its own. But just know the U.S. government, the Department of Defense, they use social media to catch criminals. They use it to spy on people. They have been using this for we have all been bugged. All right, that's the old school term. Your phone is tapped. No, we're all tapped. Yep. Literally. So it's something that you have to be mindful of. If you're not doing nothing criminal or crazy, you ain't got to worry about. But even with that, you just have to be, again, mindful that, yes, it is a psychological game, but take control of your own mind, because they have it until you do.
Right. And it's really good, too, for you all that might be struggling with the idea of social media and you're caught up into the scrolling, to take a break, to do like a
social media detox.
Yes, a social media detox.
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Because
at least
it's
once
really
a week.
good. It's for the brain and just for you to disconnect and just to realign with, yourself and your goals. And because we can spend hours.
I have been a victim of it.
So you can be a scroller.
Oh yeah, I definitely could. Now my purpose is a little different. We justify it, right? My purpose be a little different. I'm gathering research.
Right.
And it is, but still, at least I'm aware of it more now than I've ever been. So I don't do the meaningless scrolling of everything. Like, ooh, that look interesting. Ooh, no. I have a quota to meet with certain information, certain data. I need to know certain things about international affairs, certain things about domestic policy, what's going on with our government. Then I need to know certain things happening in my city. I need to know certain things happening with my people. Then that's how my mind works. I have to get this so that by the end of the week, even when it comes to current events, from Diddy all the way down, I have to be aware of it. Why? Because my people's minds are stuck in that. So I have to be able to at least educate you about what's really happening with that if I need to. I can't just be so totally detached from it. No, I need to understand that too.
Yeah. And I want to go into this next topic, and we're gonna talk about the mind, but I want to talk about how fear plays a role in our decision making.
Oh yes.
Because we literally just seen this happen with COVID and how everyone started the pandemic saying, I am not taking this vaccine.
Oh boy.
And then we went ahead and everybody took it,
I end up with Krispy Kreme.
And I think that's a prime example of how we think we want something and then we end up doing something else, but we don't even know why we did it.
Yes.
So
yes.
I want to talk about fear. Like, how does fear play a role in our decision making?
When you are threatened with the loss of something you love, money, family, job, or position, you start to kind of change the way you think if you're not strong enough. So it's not just about integrity at this point. It's really about your spiritual capacity, the weight that you have within you to withstand and push through something. Am I willing to not go to this job, lose this position because I stood on integrity? This is a question that a lot of people had. This is really what they fought against. Am I willing to have to take my child out of this school and put them in this one? which I may have to pay a little more for? Am I willing? This is rough. Am I willing to not be able to travel for a month or two? Am I willing to have to wear this mask to go into my job because I work in the medical field and they're going to look at me like I'm funny, even though they were wearing masks for years, because that's a part of sanitation when it comes to the medical field anyway. That's just a whole other side of things that I felt that they were insulted by. But am I willing to go through all these things in order for me to stand on integrity and face my fear? Well, the reality is you think you are strong enough until you are faced with that which could potentially break you. We think we got it until we're faced with that thing that makes us second question, like, damn, do I really? Seriously.
Yeah.
And I mean, a lot of people called me personally like, brother, I had to work. Okay. I mean, you're trying to convince me or you. I mean,
Right.
it's not me you got to worry about.
Right.
And again, this is not to push down anybody who did that, because again, everyone's reality was different. You got people that was their only job and they literally have 2 children that they're taking care of, 3 children. They had one job. They couldn't, if they didn't have that, they'd be stuck in this position. So I get that.
Yeah.
But fear is something that is very easy to be used. It is very effective. It is one of the most studied things on the planet. Fear. How is fear used to control the masses? You can install command phrases. You can cause people to do things that they would never do. You can cause people to turn on themselves, turn on their family. You can cause people to believe things that they would never believe. You can cause them to change from a Christian to an atheist in 10 seconds. Or a Muslim to an atheist, or a Jew to an atheist, or whatever you believe, to something the total opposite, just because fear entered into the picture. You have to confront that. It is a psychosomatic thing, meaning it's something that it's the part of the mind that makes the body ill, makes the body sick. And again, it's one of the most studied things on the planet. In the spiritual realm, they study fear. Politics, they study fear. They know what it is.
Yeah.
They know. And so they know, okay, if we can get this person to get to this point, then we can control them right here. It's very well studied. So you have to be unpredictable, I would say. Face your fear and be willing to move through it. And again, God willing, you'll be successful.
And being okay with the unknown. Because
Absolutely.
going to fear is saying that I don't know what's about to happen. And I just got to let go of all of what I know and just go into something that I have no idea what I'm getting myself into.
That's where that faith comes in. How much faith do you have in yourself? How much faith do you have in the Creator, whatever you call Allah, God, the Most High, the universe? Well, where is your faith really? We put it too much in this stuff, the physical. If that's where your faith stops, that's where you'll stop.
Yes.
If I say, all right, I'm going to take that away. Now what? Oh, man, well, okay, please don't take that away. Your faith ain't that strong. It's really not. And people don't realize how many people are studying us. You don't know how many people are really studying you, even with your channel. By bringing me on right now, this is going to tell a lot of people that you're a little deeper than what they think. I guarantee you.
Yeah.
Y'all know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
It's going to let them know, okay, that sister, we thought she was about right here. Turns out she right here. I'm just telling you.
Yeah.
Because who you bring in your proximity is a reflection of a part of you.
Yes.
So it kind of lets people know how far you're willing to go. How afraid is she really? Is she potentially afraid of getting her YouTube channel taken down? That's what it looks like when you bring this brother on.
Yeah,
she
for
ain't
sure.
afraid. All right,
Right.
then that's she a rider. That's where it goes.
Yeah.
So like you said, fear of the unknown, it's real, but it's 2024 going to 2025. What the hell are you afraid of now?
Yeah.
I just really, what are we afraid of?
And I feel like that same principle could be applied to literally every aspect of our lives. Because if you believe in something, you're going to have to go through something.
Yes.
And if you're willing to go through the process, you'll be able to see the other side, but you still need that key principle, which is the faith. Because if you're moving forward, you can't stay where you are.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So that literally could be applied to every aspect of our
That's
lives.
fact.
So
Just keep pushing.
Yeah.
Just push through. Once you realize, okay, we're all going to expire someday physically. Okay. You can lose money. Okay, great. You can make it again. Your health can go down. It can increase. God willing, if you continue to, you can just go back and do what you need to do. Okay. So stop being afraid.
yes.
Just face your fear and you will be successful. Really, if you truly face it, you'll push through.
Have you ever done anything you were afraid of?
Plenty of things.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's the lifestyle. I have to.
For sure. I think
Yeah.
the thing for me that I did that I was really afraid of was skydiving.
Oh, yeah. Did that.
You did that?
Yeah. Shout out to the wife for that one.
Hey.
My birthday, she did that one. Yeah.
Okay.
And
How
it was
was
actually, it was easier than I thought.
Okay.
It was a moment of peace because you are 13,000 plus feet in the air. You jump out that plane and you falling and there's nothing holding you. So for a moment, you feel weightless. You feel like there's nothing there. You're at peace for a moment. You get to see.
Did you try to fight it when you go down?
No, I didn't. I didn't.
Okay,
I was
you
actually
surrendered.
fine.
You were like,
Oh yeah, I surrendered. No,
okay,
I've actually I faced my fear a long time ago. I've let go of the idea of death and this. Okay, if it's my time, it's my time. I'm not. There's nothing I can do to stop it. So let me live life. I mean, I let go of that a long time ago when the FBI first pulled up to my house. Long time ago, I was like, okay, that's what it's about. Cool. So after that, I said everything else is gonna be cool. So skydiving, bungee jumping. I mean, yeah, I've done a lot of things that you could say are fearful.
Right,
yeah,
I went bungee jumping in Ecuador as well.
Oh yeah,
I feel like that was more scary than skydiving.
people say that all the time,
Do they?
and I can agree. I can agree, especially if you bungee jumping over rocks. I can agree. I can because we did that. But it's the skydiving though. Honestly, that was one of the most peaceful things I've ever done. I mean, it was really liberating.
It is. It is. I kind of shed a tear up there.
Oh yeah, and it
when
flew
you go
right
down,
up.
it's like and then it's like, wait, why am I screaming?
Yeah, and it's
like, let me
really
just
quiet
surrender.
too. It's not as loud as you would think. It's like, okay, I'm in the sky.
I'm doing it.
I'm doing it. Yeah, no, y'all should do that. And
Y'all should.
go.
Face your fears.
Face your fears. Do that, and some black folks gonna disagree with this one, but go scuba diving too. See, and okay, bro, I was with you in the sky, but not in the water. Did that too. Was chasing turtles 40 feet deep in the water with a tank on. Did that. That was weird, but did it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, that's good. So, the government trying to control us. And one of the things that I think that's most important is group economics.
Oh, yes.
I feel like us as people, Black people, we are powerful.
Yes.
I don't know if there's been a system or someone in place to really take on that. Hey, let's all get together and let's make the community better as a whole, because we have social media. We can really do anything.
Very true.
So first, why do you think it's important to start on the ground and start on social media?
Well, first off, no intelligent person goes to his enemy's platform to unite his people. Makes no sense.
You know what? It makes a lot of sense, because when you think about the movies from back in the day, they always had that private meeting that a lot of people didn't know about.
Correct. Correct. And the most intelligent people meet in private. Now, this is where you start getting into, again, a psychological trick. Well, what you got to hide? A lot. The hell are you talking about?
Right, a master plan.
A master plan. What are you talking about? None of those who are multi-billionaires have been on social media bragging about it during its infant stage, during the planning stage. None of them. Now they out there, hey, y'all made this much money here. Let me show you how to do it. Okay, yeah, that's because they did it quietly first. They became successful. It became solid, a done deal. Then, of course, I can tell you, because it's already moving. There's nothing you can do to stop it. Okay, get off of social media talking about your plans. Get off of it talking about your plans. If there's not a way, I would say the most you should use it for when it comes to that is getting in contact with the people who you want to be a part of the plan. Sure, DM them. Don't even go into detail in the DM, because a DM is not a locked thing. So let's make that very clear. But connect with the people and then get with them offline. Get with them offline. I've done this plenty of times.
Yeah.
And I mean, really, it's not intelligent. You should learn from something. Well, you should learn from a number of things. But for example, if you heard of RICO, the racketeering circumstance that has gotten a lot of rappers caught up. It's because they thought they were free to express themselves through the First Amendment in music, and now their music is being used against them, because that's a form of doing things, promoting things publicly, even stuff that they don't even do.
Right.
Just promoting it through music. Stop talking about your plans, things you're building, things you're working on. But stop talking about it. Even when it's done, wait until it becomes consistent in its movement. Then at a certain point, if you want to reveal that, you can. But be quiet when it comes to building, and do not get on social media talking about your plans. The only time you see me reveal something is after it is completely done and has been consistent. Okay. Y'all should please take that into your, practice.
Yes. I seen this video of Diddy talking about, he was thinking about starting a company, I believe, and it was around the Black vote. Like, we need to set a set of guidelines and principles so we all agree on the same thing, because I think that's the number one thing with our people. We don't know what we're really doing. We're just talking, but we don't agree on nothing. And I think that's the first start, right?
Yes.
Because our vote does count, and once we really come together, we can really create change.
Absolutely.
So what do you think about that idea?
First thing is we have to realize that we are one people to this government, to this system. Now, we can call ourselves whatever we want to call ourselves. We have a lot of names that we go by, but this government doesn't give a damn about none of them. They like, no, you are this. That's all of y'all are this right here.
Yeah.
You're the big N word. That's it. Now, you can call yourself whatever. That's nice. Great to you. But to us, we care about power, money, control, who has the influence. Okay, so if we come together and say, okay, regardless of this title, regardless of whatever you call yourself in the conscious community, in the political community, in your sorority fraternity, whatever you call yourself, let's move that out the way and say the number one thing is our survival as a people. That is number one, our survival. Okay, what do we need to do for our survival? We need food, we need clothing, we need shelter, we need economics. Okay, so these four things ain't got a damn thing to do with your religious practice, your political practice, none of that. Food, clothing, shelter, economics. Okay, what do we need to do that? Stop arguing and let's look at it in Atlanta, in Miami, in New York. What do we need to do? That's it. No, I mean, really, pull the religion away from it. Minister Farrakhan said we should argue over religion after we're free.
Right.
Let's get free first.
Yeah.
Then we can go back and argue over religion. Cool.
Exactly.
By that time, we might not even care. But really, those are the things we should do. And I would say a lot of our people are doing that.
Okay.
Especially economically, I see a lot of people uniting regardless of their religious background and regardless of their political background. They're uniting economically because they're starting to pay attention.
Right. And I do see a lot of group economics, especially with small businesses.
Yes.
But I just believe we can do it on a bigger scale.
Absolutely.
As far as like some of the things I think about, I'm like, wow, what if there was a platform where you can buy your essential things you need? In every household, we need tissue, we need dish detergent, we need these essential things.
We have them, but not enough of our people support because the consistency is an issue.
Well, not necessarily having a Black-owned product.
Right.
I'm talking about having something similar to like Amazon where we can get wholesale pricing because we got over like thousands of people getting this monthly subscription. You get what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Because tissue and things could be cheaper if we just came together.
That's true. When you know what, there are a number of platforms. I know We Buy Black is one of them.
Okay.
The problem is, again, the capital with other platforms like that of Amazon is much bigger. Capital meaning they have a lot more money stashed up, a lot more resources stashed up and connected. And so they have these agreements because they have so much of it already in inventory, in warehouses, so that they can mark the price down so that the wholesale can be much more beneficial.
Right.
Problem with our people at times is we don't have enough capital. We don't have enough of the actual resource, the product, whatever. We don't have it stashed up. People still got their little back and forth disagreements, arguments. I ain't working with them. I ain't working with them. I don't know about them. I'm cool with you. Okay. It's a lot of that little stuff. But we do have platforms. We just have to support them more. And to be honest with you, it's a lot of egos.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to be a leader, but they don't really understand what leadership means. To be a leader means you are the first person to be attacked, to be targeted, to be discredited and destroyed. You want that?
Right.
You sure you want that? Everybody doesn't need to be in the front. We need people in the back. We need people watching the children. We need people cooking. We need people dealing with the mechanics. We need leaders in different areas,
Yes.
but we don't all need to be in the front.
Right.
And that's the problem with some of us. We all want to be seen, and it's like, you can be seen as a part of the team. Let's be a team. It's possible. Let's just get back to that.
And one last thing before we take this health break is, so how do we regain the trust with some of the leaders that started platforms and businesses and did group economics, but unfortunately had a bad impact on the people,
First thing is, I would say we have to be honest. They have to be honest, and so do we. A lot of people have very good intentions, but their movement is not as clean as their intentions are. So they may say, I want to do this, but how they going about it is not going to end up there. So we have to, one, have them be honest. Two, we need to be honest and atone with each other, make up with one another for what was done wrong, what was done right, then reassess it and analyze and see how we can move forward from there. And then have a solid agreement and move forward from that point. Don't just throw them away wholesale, and we don't need to throw each other away wholesale. That's something I notice with a lot of people too. See, man, I can't do. See, that's why I can't trust niggas. I don't like working with
they
niggas.
categorize all of us.
Everybody, just generalizing everybody. Other nations of people don't do that. They just say, Todd is no good. I'm going to Jake. That's what they do.
Yeah.
They don't say, I ain't messing with none of you. No, I mean, no. What
We
are you
go to the
talking?
extreme.
It's insane
Yeah.
because we have the deepest level of trauma connected. So when one of us harms us, it feels like all of us harmed us. Y'all betrayed me. I don't even know you. You see, it's more so traumatic than anything else. But we have to be mindful that we have to just stay connect with our people.
Yeah.
All of my businesses, companies, and everything that I do is fueled by our people. All my staff, our people. Everything I build with our people. Now, everybody can buy it. Feel free. You can be white and anybody. Sure. But my team is our people. And I'm matter of fact about that. So I don't let my trauma control my movement.
That was a bar. And this is the perfect time for a health break. Okay, so I have a gift for you.
Oh, okay. Yes,
I have
ma'am.
a business called Herb and Flow where I manufacture health food products. So,
Okay.
and you do have, if you're open to trying it, I don't know your.
Uh-oh. Is that sea moss?
Yes, it is.
Yes,
CMOS.
ma'am.
It's our ginger, turmeric, soursop, and sea moss
Oh.
gel. And I do got you a spoon.
Uh-oh. She's trying to put me on the spot, y'all.
Putting you right on the spot.
Who you working for, sister? Let me see. I'll try a little bit here. Soursop, ginger, turmeric blend. Oh, yeah, this is on point. This is nice. Okay. Let me see.
Okay.
Now, that spoon there, you got that spoon sterilized and all that? Too?
Yes, I got
This is
you.
on camera now. All right, y'all. Brother Rizza, don't do it. It's all good. Let me see what you got here. Ooh, that's good. It's not cut with nothing either.
Yep.
Ooh, that's good.
Texture go down very good. The
Okay.
flavor is there.
Yeah, this is good. What brand is this here?
Herb and Flow.
Urban Flow. Boy. All right, y'all. Go ahead and get that. This is mine, right?
Yes.
Okay,
it's
yes,
yours to
ma'am.
take.
I'm gonna keep that.
You got to share with everybody before you get on the plane.
I might share.
And then you recently.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you know what? Let's go ahead and exchange gifts, y'all. This is the infamous black box. Y'all see this? And whenever you see someone with this, you should know what this is. But I decided to create this because, you know, a lot of we are masters of complaining. We know the problem very well. We are perfect with knowing the problem. But your brother created a solution as a result of the quote unquote pandemic. I looked at the fact that after people took what they took, there's over 5 billion people that took at least one dose, which means as a result, there's going to be a lot of people with health issues. So I decided to come out with a brain supplement. And this is 13 ingredients. This is your gift here.
Oh, thank you.
Vegan capsules, the vegetable, it's
Okay,
vegetable
there we
fiber.
go. We need vegetables.
Absolutely. This is vegan friendly. It is glass, 13 ingredients. As a matter of fact, 2 of the ingredients in what you just gave me are in there. As a matter of fact, yeah, two out of those. So there is sea moss in there. There is turmeric in there. Soursop is in there. Then you have some Caribbean herbs known as vervine is in there. Patchouli. You have carpenter's bush. You have basil, oregano, gully root.
I love the bottle too.
Oh, yes. All black.
Yes. All black.
As it should be.
Glass. This is good.
Glass, not plastic. All of that is recyclable, and it's a 1 month supply. But as I said, it is a brain supplement that primarily focuses on helping with memory, focus, digestion, immunity, reproductive health, and a lot of other things. So it is phenomenal. A lot of people all over the place are getting it. But that's my gift to you.
Thank you so much.
I want you to try that because I think.
And I love the packaging too. Y'all see
I appreciate that.
Branding.
Yeah, y'all know. Absolutely. Absolutely. Oh, yeah. Go ahead, show her again. She wants to take a picture there. But it's something that I believe everyone should get. Go to the website. It's called intellectualpower.net. And if you type in the code word holistic, you will get 15% off. That is also my gift to those who are watching our sister show on our platform. And that is my gift to you as well.
Yes. Thank you for that.
Yes, ma'am.
Ooh, this is good though, because we're about to hop right into this health segment.
Oh, yes.
Because food is so important, and
Yes.
food is another thing that they're controlling.
Yes.
Right. So we have agriculture warfare as well.
Very much so.
So do you see a connection between food control and mind control?
Oh, yes.
Yeah?
Yes. The cells that when food goes into the body, the mind starts working. Everything from the chemistry of the saliva, when it is thinking about food. It's like when you start thinking about, oh man, it's this thing I want to eat here, you start to salivate. Salivatory glands start to go at work because the mind is producing certain chemicals that makes the body around here feel like, oh my God, I can taste it. I know what it smells like, the aroma. So it starts that chemistry. So it's a direct connection. Then what you eat goes into the body. It connects with certain hormones. It connects with certain other parts of the body, the microbiome of the digestive tract, and it starts to peel back, use what it can, throw away what it can, and it goes into creating new brain cells, new cells within the entire body. It 100% is connected, and they know that. So that's why they have scientists who study it, very much so. So they use food as a brain chemistry controller. That's why they take certain drugs by synthesizing from plants, because they know this part of the plant, that component can control this part of the mind. How can they create drugs that'll make a person want to kill themselves and have thoughts that tell them, man, maybe I should take my own life? Because they took that component from a plant and they synthesized and manipulated it to interact with the chemistry of the brain. So yes, it is 100% connected, which is why eating the proper foods will give us better thoughts. Yes.
And how does the quality of the food impact our physical health, our mental health, and our spiritual health?
Yes, eating proper foods will add life, add years, add beauty, add energy, add everything. Eating the improper foods will take away life, take away energy, take away beauty, take away everything. And I understand that a lot of people think that they can just eat whatever and their health is going to be great and they're going to feel good. But that's not the case. You have to eat that which will add life to you. Now, if you eat meat every now and then, that's up to you. You got to detox more. If all you eat are vegetables, you still have to detox because there is some degree, somewhere of some chemical, you still have to detox. Spiritually, in the Bible, the book of Leviticus, it talks about certain things that you should eat, certain things you shouldn't eat. Majority in there talks about things you shouldn't eat, animals that have a hoof, which includes pork and other things. It talks about not eating crustaceans or bottom feeders. That includes shrimp and lobster and crab. I know I'm messing with some of y'all heart right now, but you watching this channel, you know what it is. There's a lot of things that it says you shouldn't eat. A lot of things it says you should. Same thing with the Holy Quran. Same thing with How to Eat to Live by the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, where he specifies certain things to eat, not eat, to eat one meal a day. And then the scientists of the world, when they wanted to slow down their life, they would eat 3 meals a day.
That's interesting.
Yes, because it's now impacting your digestive system, causing it to take so much energy to break down this food when your digestive tract should have a break. So you eat proper foods and not so much of it, then your digestive tract has enough hours to replenish, go through it, take out the garbage, and then restore itself, break it down. That's why fasting is important. And there's a lot of components. So the spiritual side, yes. And then, of course, like you said, the financial side as well. Cheaper food is cheaper for the body, and it's going to make you cheap. Seedless is going to make you seedless.
Yep.
Brothers and sisters, stop eating seedless. It's a lot.
Yeah. So I just had a friend tell me, because I don't know why, but my body enjoys eating one time a day. Like right now I have not ate yet.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
just like, I need to eat. But this happens all the time. But my friend was saying how eating one time a day isn't good because of it will slow down your metabolism. And then your body won't be as hungry. It's like a different hormone or something in our body that says we're hungry or not. But I'm like, but Muslims only eat one time a day. So
Facts.
What about them? You know?
Well, see, so there is some truth to that. The metabolism increases because of the amount of food, which it's a survival mechanism. We got to get this food moved through and out of here. So the metabolism has to speed up. And of course, that is because of better quality food as well. If you eat terrible quality, then it starts packing it on, finding out places to store it, hence you get obese, overweight, etc. But the 1 meal a day is for longevity and long living. There's a purpose in when you eat, what you eat, how you eat. If you want to live longer, you eat less. If you want to get bigger, build more muscle, you got to eat more, right? Like with me, I lift heavy weights. Okay, so I have to add more like a plant smoothie. Then I eat my 1 meal. My 1 meal may have a little more food to it, but that's how I am because I'm 6'6". You see what I'm saying? I have a lot of mass to cover. So it depends on the purpose. But if you want to live as long as possible, the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad specified 1 meal a day. Now scientists are talking about it in bodybuilding. They're calling it intermittent fasting. He been talking about fast. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Been talking about that. Then the Bible talks about fasting. Holy Quran, so it depends on the purpose. If you're trying to grow bigger, you have to eat more. If you want to live longer, you have to eat less. That's just the fact, and better quality, of course. And something I wanted to mention too, where you source the food from is the biggest issue now. This is why farmers are protesting, because the government is suing farmers saying that you have some of our GMO seeds on your farm. That's our property. So now they're suing them, which is causing them to either succumb to them, change the quality of what they have, sell off a part of their land, or say, man, forget y'all and do whatever they can. But other nations, as far as them importing foods and different crops, it's becoming a big battle. So like with what I just gave you with intellectual power, those plants come from outside of this country. They come from St. Lucia. Okay. So there's no radiation fallout. There's no chemicals. There's no heavy metals. None of that. These are all things in our food that we have to look out for.
Okay. Especially now because Bill Gates has been purchasing large amounts of farmland.
Yes.
And has become heavily involved in discussions about the future of food.
Yes.
So what do you think is the true agenda behind this?
Lord have mercy. You got the right one. This individual who does not have a medical degree has the largest amount of influence over the medical field. Let's make this very clear for any of you who say, well, where's your degree? Where's Bill Gates' degree? So let's just take a pause here. The very man who influences the majority of the medical field, or I would say one of them, has no medical degree. When it comes to agriculture, he has purchased not just a couple thousand acres. It's over 220,000 acres of land in the United States. A large percentage is in California. And you just make that very clear because California produces roughly 30% of certain foods, including cabbage, almonds, strawberries. You have to know what this means for where things are going. His intention, I will quote him directly, when it comes to depopulation. And he said, if you get people, to get vaccinated, when it comes to population, that'll bring it down by about 15%. That was not a slip of the tongue. That wasn't a Freudian slip. That wasn't, oh, my bad, I was talking about this. No. He has constantly talked about reducing the population, number one, of third world countries, in Africa, number one, and then here in the United States. I don't trust that devil, not even close. Now, the problem is if we don't come together and buy up enough land, then we can't complain.
Yep.
That's the only issue now. So I would say support the farmers. Start with black farmers, support them, especially if they're doing it right. Go to the farmer's market every Tuesday or Wednesday or Thursday, whatever city you're in, and buy out everything they have, especially if it's non-GMO. And please, y'all, stop producing GMO because some of our farmers have fallen. Make that clear too.
Okay.
But the ones who have integrity, support them, buy all their stuff out, and then see what land they have. If they need a little more, if you can invest so that they can expand, so that we can have our food for the future. Because what that devil is doing is trying to prevent us from having one.
And the thing is, he say it so calm. I think that's he be so calm when he say it.
He's not hiding nothing. No, he's not hiding because that's what happens. See, he has integrity. I want to kill you. Yeah. And he's, the man, he unleashed, I'm saying unleashed, but he released a mosquito.
Oh, yes. I
into a crowd of, you remember that at one of his talks? And he said, we're just going to let that circle around. He said, because we don't believe only poor people should get sick. He said this out of his own mouth, talking about malaria from the mosquito. I said, this dude is, see, but again, if he tells you who he is, believe him.
Believe him.
That's all. So stop purchasing food that has the appeal logo sticker on it. Stop purchasing food that says partially produced with genetic engineering. It says it on the box. It says it on a lot of stuff. Stop with that. I know a lot of us are like, man, well, I'm just saying, well, no, there's a lot of food that doesn't have it. Same thing. Alternative. You can buy it. Don't have none of that. But just know the more we keep spending money, it's a survival thing. I get it. But they're going to keep producing it if we keep spending our money with it. There's a lot of companies. They're now coming out with GMO mRNA injected lettuce, thanks to the University of Riverside over in California, where they are saying they're going to put mRNA, this is messenger ribonucleic acid, the same thing that was in the shots, they're putting it in lettuces now, is what they're trying to do. Because they say, you may not take this shot, but you're going to eat this lettuce. Right. You're going to eat them bowls. You're going to get them kale smooth. You know what I'm talking, okay? Do you see where it's going?
They go get everybody.
Oh, no, for real. Yeah. I'm vegan. I'm good. You think so? Right. They see the uptick in people living a more plant-based lifestyle, so they went plant-based. They are petitioning now to have potatoes added. Some people, they're like, that's not alkaline, brother. I hear you. Potatoes, rices, bananas. These are all being petitioned to have mRNA technology injected into them as well. I'm just letting you know, butter is another thing, which I know y'all like, when I don't eat butter, okay, I get the cashew is going to be next. Almond butter is going to be next. It's not stopping. Wow. So we have to come together. As you said, what can we do? Come together, realize exactly what it is. Our survival is at stake. put the politics aside, the religion aside, anything else aside, and say, for the survival of us as a people, let's come to an agreement. And it can be done. It's being done on a smaller scale, but like you said, on a larger scale, it absolutely can be done.
Yes, I agree. So what do you think some of the long-term effects are from GMO foods?
Destruction in cellular buildup, I would say. So down to our very DNA, how our body works completely, there is a pulling and a destruction of that, which means the ability to reproduce will be impacted. So there's going to be a higher rise in women not being able to produce, infertility, sterility, which is already skyrocketing now. So, for example, the erectile dysfunction rate is extremely high. The testosterone levels have dropped tremendously. The motility of sperm, meaning the sperm's ability to move, has dropped tremendously. Then the fertility of women, her being able to get pregnant, this is heavily affected right now. This is a big thing. The numbers really are, they're so shocking that it's kind of like, I mean, man, it gives you a perspective if you look at it. The long-term effects of GMOs, of course, cancers, of course, memory loss, of course, as I said, sterility, infertility, all the goals that they have.
Right.
These are the long-term effects. So we don't have a negotiation here. It is we have to survive. So this needs to be done. There is no question. If we want to survive, this needs to be done. And again, it is being done by some people. We just need to add to it.
Right.
That's all.
Okay. So would you say that the vaccine is it technology?
Definitely.
That's what I gathered when I read about it. I'm like, they are putting technology into our body, and they're saying that our bodies is our own pharmaceutical. We have everything we need already in us. So I'm like, well, why would they put technology in us to activate different things? You know what I'm saying? So what are your thoughts about that? Because technology is advancing and we need to have a discussion about it.
First thing is you can't patent nature. You can't patent what God made, meaning you can't make money off of it in the way you would like to. So a patent is made normally when you invent something. None of these men invented lettuce, plants, fruits. They didn't invent them. So they can't profit off of them the way they would like to. So they're looking at something called transhumanism. So you heard trans, you thought something else. Transhumanism, where they're connecting human beings to technology. Because once you get technology, man-made, into a human being, not man-made per se, then you are able to patent, you're able to control, you're able to become the owner of certain things. If I put something in you, it's the same way as you getting my GMO seeds onto your land. Well, hell, you got to pay me money for that now. Now I can own you now. There is a component of physical human ownership that is not just the slavery that was in the past or the slavery according to the 13th Amendment. You commit a crime, you go to jail, not just that one, but a direct, I own Pretty Holistic, her body under this code because the injection contained my patented technology, and now it's a part of her DNA, and it's spreading and it's duplicating. So we're at 30% right now, so I own her from the legs down. I'm so serious.
Yeah.
This is, they're very, very diabolical with how they think. Transhumanism is a very real thing. Elon Musk just had a company right now called Neuralink, where he has one of his patients. It's a chip that's installed into his brain. And what they're saying is this is for paraplegics, quadriplegics, people who can't walk, they can't move their arms. This is for them. Knock it off. The goal is to be able to control human beings with a chip to where, yes, the benefit, you can go into the computer, you can text and type just by thinking it. That sounds nice, don't it?
Crazy.
That's crazy as hell. But some people are like, that's dope, man. I'm about to be a robot. I'm about to be a humanoid. Hey, you got some people like, hey, I'm ready for that. And you have some really doing that.
Yeah.
But what is the upside for the people producing it? I have access to your thoughts. The one thing I never had access to, your mind and your spirit. I have access to it now. There's nothing I can't control now. You have to look at where that's going. The man just unveiled the iRobot version of robotic technology in reality. The robots, the news, I believe it's non-man controlled taxis. These are all controlled by AI.
Yep.
There is a very real thing that is happening here. So through that technology, it is to own human beings. It is to own. It is
I thought they
transhumanism.
already owned us with the birth certificate thing.
Oh, that's nice. That's figurative.
Okay.
Cool. You got to do certain things, go to jail, or they can make money off you in the stock market. See, that's indirect. We're talking about direct. You don't have to go to jail Forget the birth certificate. I need to own you.
The physical
Right now, you. And shut your life off if you do something I don't like. It's going into a social credit system like that of China.
Wow.
The biometric systems with all of the cameras. You walking down the street, you say something that they don't like. I don't want to vote for that person. Oh, word. What's her credit? Let's bring that down to a 330. And let's make sure she can't go to school. She can't buy groceries. This is a very real thing. But I can't do that unless there is a component of technology, not just in the phone, but something that I have that's a part of your makeup that can control you even when you don't want me to control it. I can control it.
Right.
And I can use that to then determine where your life is going to go. They are very much so setting up a social credit system that is attached to the technology that is going into the physical bodies of human beings. It's not just the phone. It ain't just there are levels to this. And if some people listening right now, man, like the world is doomed. No, you need to just get the hell up and do something. That's all.
That's it.
Very much so.
So what do you think that people need to be mindful of as technology advances?
One, the government's ability to control everything that you see as a benefit to you. So remember, Satan always comes in the name of help. I'm here to help you. I want to make life easier for you. Man, it's a convenience, right? I can now wave my hand to buy groceries. Whole Foods. Have you seen it?
I have.
Put your palm up there to scan your hand. You could buy groceries. And you got some people like, oh, that is so cool. That's cool. That's cool.
Right.
Selling convenience is one of the biggest drug markets on the planet.
Yeah.
Convenience, because we're lazy.
Yes.
You don't want to read. You don't want to exercise. You don't want to study. You don't want to train, prepare, build, nothing. You just want somebody else to do it. Here, put it on an automatic machine, automatic, auto. Okay, then by the time you really want to do something, you're too dumb, you're too fat. Take a page out of the movie WALL-E. I'm going to take y'all to some of y'all children's movie. WALL-E, which by the way, WALL-E in Arabic means the protecting friend, interestingly enough. But WALL-E, the robot, this individual, don't worry about the sound. You want to keep going? Okay.
If you want, you can just press that pound, but it's a pound. Yeah, and it'll be good.
Oh, yeah, the security system.
Yep. Okay. But yeah,
That's right.
we good. Yeah.
Y'all can edit this
So
in.
you're talking about WALL-E. I can edit that. Yeah.
Yeah. That's going to hit a lot of people. I like watching movies. So let's take a page out of the book of WALL-E. It's a cartoon movie. And WALL-E, interestingly enough, in Arabic means the protecting friend. But WALL-E, little robot, the world was so toxic, human beings couldn't live on it anymore because of what we had done to the planet. So they all gathered in one ship, went out into space, and had been out there for a long time. And they were trying to find organic life on the planet, a plant, something that shows that the atmosphere is clean enough for humans to return. Okay. The human beings had relied on AI for so long. The machine was controlled by artificial intelligence. They didn't have to do nothing, from bathing to eating, nothing. Human beings had developed such a full body of voluminous, just fat,
Right.
to where literally changing their clothes, bathing, everything, they sat like this in these floating chairs, to where when they finally had to use their limbs again, their bone structure had atrophied, their muscles had atrophied to where they couldn't walk, they couldn't move. That's where the hell things are going. Everything's on auto. Everything's on auto. We don't want you to have to do anything, so that by the time you really want to rise up and do something, you'll be incapacitated and you won't be able to. So
They're literally breaking us down.
yeah, but with convenience. I'm selling you something that I made you think you need to make life easier. No, I don't want an easy life.
Yep.
We have pressure in the atmosphere pushing our body against it to make us build muscle. We have pressure against our mind to make us build thoughts and ideas. We need certain trials that we need to go through to make us stronger. That's how this goes. Stop going with an easy life. An easy life makes you an easy person, easily manipulated, easily broken down, easily taken over. Stop doing that. This government already knows how many people can fight, how many can't fight. The average human being right now in America can't do 10 push-ups. All right, I'm serious.
We got some work to do, y'all.
Please. Self-improvement, as the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, is the basis for community development.
Yes. Yes. Wow, we got some work to do.
Yes. Very much so.
But we are not doomed, and there is another way.
Yes.
We just need to work together. And then also just take accountability.
Yeah, say that word again.
Accountability.
Now they not watching.
Yes.
Nah, stop watching. Nope.
They tuned off. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so as we're wrapping up here, I want to talk more about. I just want to close it with you, right? You created this lifestyle for yourself. You know, you're working out. You're saying you're eating healthy, and how do you maintain a balance between the demands of your activism and your own personal, like, mental and emotional well-being?
It
Because
was
your
a
job
struggle,
could be stressful.
very much so. It was a struggle for a very long time. And I'll say, first thing is, make sure it is truly your mission and your life. Okay. You have a lot of people out here perpetrating because they think it's their life when it's really a trend that they fell into thinking, oh, this is going to make me money. I'm doing it for likes and views. Oh, yeah, this is going to get me seen. See, that's where you went wrong. Make sure your motive and your intention is pure. Something I tell people quite often because they're like, man, you make it look cool, man. You don't never get stressed out. No, first of all, I do get stressed out. You don't want a life where you're on government watch list. You don't want a life, like, for example, here, I'm on the Department of Homeland Security watch list. You don't know what that means. I'm on the FBI watch list. You don't know what that means. Oh, that sounds dope. No. you don't know what that means. On the White House disinformation dozen list. I'm on the NBC's new list they just put together. You don't know what that means. So it's not a trend, is my point. But the first thing is, it's my mission. I've been doing this long before social media existed. I've been doing this because it's in my heart to do, because I love my people. I love our people. I want us to be free. Then after that, all of humanity as well. This is what it's in me, not on me. It has to be in you.
Yeah.
If it's not, change up what you're doing and find out what is here. Then you'll be able to truly live. So it's not as stressful as it would be for somebody whose mission it isn't. Do you know what I'm saying? If it's not your mission, you're going to be stressed all the time because you're trying to figure out how to keep this act up.
Right.
It's not an act for me. So, but I do my best to be balanced. I have fun. You know, the gym and all that. You know, that's a part of the lifestyle. But I do my best. I love dancing.
Okay.
I love going
What
to the
type of
movies.
dance?
Oh, everything.
Like, can you salsa?
I can saw somebody and gave foxtrot waltz. A little bit of waltz. Yeah, I definitely grew up in that in LA.
Okay.
Legit. Okay. All right. So that a little tap. I was trained a little bit in tap dancing, break dancing, all that.
Okay.
Pop locking, yeah. No, I'm a dancer.
Yeah.
Like I love dancing. You see what I'm saying?
We gotta see that.
Yeah, one day. Oh, you'll see it. Don't worry, you're gonna run into it. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a part of
Okay.
my makeup. So I love having balance, having fun. But again, it's a fine line.
Right.
You know, you maintain it. You don't see videos of me dancing everywhere. Why? Because the enemy is watching, and so there's a method
Like,
of.
he off his square.
Yeah. No, for real.
Yeah,
Some people like, man, you got to relax. No, I do.
Mm-hmm.
But I relax within reason. So I relax enough to rejuvenate to what I need to go back out and fight.
Yeah.
But I don't relax so much to where I forget that we in the war. Man, we all good, bro. Relax for the rest of your life. No, that's called being a fool.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you have been you recently been married.
Oh, yes,
right?
ma'am.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
So what is your role as a husband?
The maintainer, the sustainer, the protector, the provider, under God's authority, God's wisdom. Some brothers, that sounds nice to some women that may sound nice, but how, for example, me, I'm an FOI in the Nation of Islam. That's how we are taught. Protect, provide, maintain, sustain. These are nice sounding words, but they are all action-filled words. These are verbs, not just nouns. You have to do these things in order to earn this woman. And then she has certain things she must do in order to earn that man.
And what must she do?
She is to be the nurturer, which means she has to tap into the divine femininity of who she is as a woman. So that means she nurtures the spirit of the man. She helps with making him have peace in his mind, in his spirit, in his soul. She has to also make sure she studies and she takes care of herself because, of course, if the home or the base, as we're taught, the home is her base. It's our base. If the home is peaceful, that is because she maintained that environment to make it so. So she has a very thick positioning when it comes to what she has to do. And then, of course, when it comes to the children, she has to have enough wisdom and knowledge to pass along to them because, of course, we know it's God, the head of man, man, the head of woman, woman, the head of children. All right. And that's the divine order. It's not, oh, I'm bigger than you. No, these are roles we have. We have positions, right? It's not happy wife, happy life. It's not necessarily, a happy man is God's plan. No, it's a happy home, a happy couple. We have to both be happy. It's how this goes, and I know a lot of people on the internet start going back and forth with nonsense, but the reality is the woman must be healthy mentally, spiritually, and emotionally, and so does the man. But if you are a man on a mission, which is a very particular man, now this is different. I ain't talking about the average Negro, brother. I love you, but you know it's different. If you are a man on a mission, you're going against this government, you're fighting for something bigger than yourself and the people, then that is a very particular position that causes the man to have potentially more stress, more danger, more other things. So therefore, the woman has to understand that. And therefore, she has to shape herself around how to maintain that. It comes with a lot more.
Level, yeah.
It's much different. It comes with a lot more than just, make sure, I cook for him and please him and everything. No, it's a lot more. There's a potential of danger. There's a potential of this may happen to him. There's a mission. There's a purpose. So there's a lot on both ends.
So how did you know she was the one, the lucky number one?
Oh, man. She checked off all those boxes. She checked them all off. Not just from how she looked, but her spiritual center. We're equally yoked in that manner. Meaning we didn't unite around lust. Let's put it that way. It wasn't because of the physical attraction. Okay, everybody BBL'd up now. Great. BBL life, BBL country. Okay, don't get mad. All right, I love y'all, but you know what I'm talking. Men too. Brothers are getting BBL abs done. that's kind of craziness. I mean, it's just what the hell's going on? But point is, it's not just the attraction. It was the spiritual that we connected on. Then after that, it was the mental. And we were very upfront early. Okay, what is your purpose here? Let's be clear. My purpose is marriage. That's where I want to go. Okay, yeah, mine too. You sure? Okay, absolutely. All right, now, children. Yes, I want children. How many? All right. I mean, we did what's called courting, not dating. You take somebody to court, it's different. For real.
So you date first and then you court.
No, you court first.
And then you date.
And then you date because, courting, the purpose of courting is marriage. So the end of courting is marriage. Courting requires specifically no sex is the biggest thing. You don't want to have sex during courtship. Courtship is to see if you are fit for marriage. It's to see if y'all are fit. What is your credit score relationship wise? Yo, you know your credit is kind of jacked up, bro. Or sister, you got to go back you got to rebuild your stuff. Okay, right. So you have to be honest about that. We were both upfront, honest about everything, the good and the bad. I mean, we got real ugly. We put it all on the table, like you do at court. Put it all out there. Okay, and if it doesn't fit, okay, well, thank you so much. Praise be to Allah. Praise be to God. I appreciate you and your time. I swear to you, that's really how it is. It's really how it is. And if there's no sex involved, then you can separate cleanly because there's no soul ties. There's no spirit ties. There's no DNA ties. None of that. So it's all good. No emotions are messed up. Cool. Then you can go to the next person to see, are you fit for marriage? Because it's about building a nation of people. Marriage and family is the cornerstone of a nation.
Yes.
All right. I just know in America, they promote the divorces too damn much.
Right.
And it's not based in spiritual connections and real morality. I get all that. But we courted. Okay. So I recommend everybody start doing that more.
Yes.
Try not to have sex, please. Just really talk and find out what the purpose is. How long was it? Because we got married. So it was that. It was that. We got married.
Was it waiting until marriage?
Yes. That's the goal. Right there. Boom. Yeah. I mean, for real, because what? Let's make this clear. Brother Rizza Islam is not a virgin. Okay, not a virgin. Most of us are not. So that means I have that experience already. Yeah. Okay, I get it. But when you get to a certain point of maturity, you want more in life. Okay, now you're thinking about the future. Now you're thinking about children. Now you're thinking about, okay, if I build a nation in business, who am I going to leave this to? But who am I going to build it with? I need somebody that's way more than just a body to lay down next to. I need to know, can I trust you? Can we build something together? What do you bring? When they say, what do you bring to the table? That's a real question. It's a real question. But really, though, let's see where we are together. And she checked off all those boxes, including she brought her own wealth and experience to the table. For real. I said, I need a soldier with me.
Right.
I don't need a trophy wife. So sisters, increase your self-value by working on yourself. And same thing with you, brothers. Find out what you have that you can add to a person. That way you can build something together. We're not independent. We're interdependent. I need you. You need me. Let's build something. Yeah. That's what I'm about.
Wow.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you believe in multiple wives as well?
Nah.
No? Okay, just one? Okay.
One woman is for women. But let me say this way. I say it this way because some of y'all will get mad at that. Before you change the channel, let me just say this to you. In Islam, it is allowed. Holy Quran, and I'm paraphrasing, it says you may take on wives by the 1s, 2s, 3s, and 4s. And they forget the rest of that part after that, which says basically, but if you are unable to deal fairly among them, one is best if you but knew. So if you're not able to give every one of them women they own car, house, land, all her own everything, okay, then stop playing games with her. Because I know that there's this poly thing going on. I feel you. The majority of y'all doing it for sex. Let's keep it a buck. The majority of you are doing it for sex. I understand. A lot of women feel like, well, I don't know if I can even get a good man. Let me settle for this one. He's a good brother. I believe in what he's moving on. I get it. I understand that. It requires you believing in his mission. Okay, I get that. But let's be very clear here. Polygamy, when it comes to Islam, was established due to the wars and men coming back after war who died during war. So it left a lot of widows. So it was permitted so that women would not be 100% lonely. Children would have fathers, and the nations will be able to flourish. And a part of that, it is who is going to be the mathematician, who's going to be the cook, who's going to be the one taking care of the children, who is the one dealing with real estate. It's to build. Sex is the last thing. Seriously.
Yeah.
What are you building? That's what it's for. But the reason I don't need more than one wife. Well, I don't need more than one wife at all. I'm good with one.
Yeah.
I'm good with one.
Yeah.
Now, and I'm going to mention this again. If brothers want to do that, that's your choice. But just know, you have 4, 2, 3, 4 of the very thing that you potentially are not going to like having to deal with, and you multiplied that. So be honest
That's real.
about
That's real.
where this goes, because people can say everything up front. It sounds nice.
Right.
But we're dealing with people who are all transitioning in their maturity and fluctuating up and down. So do not step into something without looking all the way down the line about it. And again, the last thing I want to say is, again, in the nation of Islam in particular, it is not encouraged to have more than one wife. It is not. They're like, well, y'all Muslims, yeah, but let's be clear. And also polygamy also in Africa is a traditional thing as well. You give them multiple cows and land and all that. Okay, more than one wife. It happens all the time. The Bible encourages Solomon and all that. So it's not new.
Right.
But I will say today, for the average brother in America, you can't handle more than one. And it ain't just financial.
Yes.
It's not, I mean, for real. And sisters too, because now they talking about another thing with multiple husbands. God, see, now brothers don't like that. Y'all gonna, it's a whole other conversation. I know. I appreciate y'all, but it's
yeah.
Hey, it is what it is, man. It's y'all decision. Do your thing, but Brother Rizza's cool with one. I'm good with one.
There we go. All right. So what do you believe is the most important legacy you want to leave behind for future generations?
A legacy of solutions, building for the people, and doing my best to expose evil and wickedness wherever I see it. Starting with this satanic government, never compromising with it at all, never abandoning our people to be included into someone else's game or group, and making sure that we fight until we don't have any energy to fight anymore, but fighting to maintain and sustain our people, our legacy in righteousness. Because again, some of our people may not be all the way right, but building until we again, we don't need anybody else. It's the main thing.
I'm excited to see the impact you're going to continue to make on our community, especially with your solution that you have with helping people and their health. But also, I'm excited to see the group economics that you potentially, might do for the community, because I feel like we do need a leader. We need one,
I understand.
just to be the communicator so we all can be on the same page. So,
well, I can mention this to you. I have over 20 staff. Since we're talking about group economics, right? You have to provide jobs. I have over 20 staff making a good wage, not just little crumbs, the bare minimum, legal minimum wage, because you got some of our people playing these games. If you wouldn't like it done to you, don't do it to them.
Yep.
Be fair. We can all eat. It's okay. I have over 20 staff and growing. I have other companies launching that are all solution based that will hire our people. This is how this goes. And I'm not going to say what those are now.
Right.
See, we got to practice being quiet until it's done.
I got you.
But we're practicing it. And the people who I do business with are our people with other companies. So we're practicing group economics quietly. Now, at a certain point, I will reveal things publicly, but just know we're doing that right now.
Okay. It's happening.
In big ways, internationally.
Yeah. Okay.
Domestic and international among our people. So I just want to mention that to you so you know it's happening.
Yeah.
Just ain't putting it out there yet.
Okay. Well, I'm excited about the happening and the becoming of it. So
Yes.
Thank you so much for coming on.
Yes, ma'am.
Before we get out of here, I ask every guest one last question. What is one piece of advice you would like to share to the world?
Love is a solution, but as Minister Farrakhan said, sometimes, or I'll say it this way, peace is a beautiful solution. But sometimes you have to break a few necks in order to establish peace. Never be afraid to stand up and be strong in the face of evil.
There we have it,
Yes,
ladies
ma'am.
and gentlemen.
I got nervous now.
Thank you all so much for tuning in to another episode of Wholistic Conversations. I'm your host, Brittany. And make sure you leave in the comments something you took away from today's episode. And I will catch you next time. Peace out.
Peace.
Perfect.
Yes, ma'am.